Me? I'm Leah. I'm rich. Yeah, I know it sounds like the beginning of a joke, but honestly, it's not even an exaggeration. My parents are so rich we could probably buy a small island with their pocket change. My life is kind of a mix between a luxury catalog and a soap opera, where everything's always fine, until you have to choose the color of the hallway carpet. A real struggle. Days go by like a long parade of breakfasts served by servants, boring meetings with people I never remember the names of, and parties where everyone exchanges forced smiles and pricey gifts. But you know, there's a moment in every super privileged person's life when it starts to feel a little boring. A moment when, even surrounded by all these nice things, you wonder, is this really all I have to offer the world? That's the day I saw him. Max. The guy who was going to completely ruin my perfectly balanced routine. It all started at my parents' annual charity party. You know, the kind of event where everyone pretends to care about humanitarian causes, but spends more time looking at the latest jewelry trends. Me? I was there, as always, silently judging everyone else's dresses when he walked in. Max was the kind of guy who turned heads without even trying. Not a perfect face or a sculpted body, no, but a charisma. Something that radiated like an aura of, I don't care about anything, which I immediately found irresistible. Picture this. A black t-shirt with a weird logo on it, probably some ultra-local brand my hipster friends hadn't even heard of. Ripped jeans, which all my friends wore too, but their tiers were carefully placed. Tattoos on his arms that looked more like art pieces than bad graffiti. In short, Max was a cross between the mysterious bad boy and the guy who didn't really know how to behave at a charity party. The worst part? He wasn't even impressed by me. Or my money. That's something I'd never encountered before. All the guys around me followed me around like puppies, probably hoping to get an invite to spend the weekend at the villa. But him? Nothing. He just glanced at me, nodded as if I were just another person in the room. That frustrated me. I wanted him to notice me, but not in the way every other guy looked at me. I wanted him to be intrigued by me, to take an interest in who I was, not just my last name. And that glance he gave me? It gave me the mission to make him fall for me. Mission accepted. The next day, I took a real risk. I invited him to a party at one of my favorite spots, a super chic nightclub. I won't even tell you the looks people gave when they saw him arrive. Max, in his "I'm totally not impressed by any of this" mode, casually walked through the ultra-glamorous ambiance, a cocktail in one hand, and in the other, an old t-shirt. You can imagine the surprise of the guests when they saw him strolling among the big brands and polished people. But here's the thing. No one could get him out of his comfort zone. And I found that irresistible. He wasn't the type to compliment me on my jewelry or ask how many houses I had. He looked at me like I was just a person. It wasn't about money, status, or superficiality. It was raw, authentic, and even a little dangerous. And I loved that. Every moment spent with him was an adventure. Then, the day I went too far by offering him a diamond watch, I really wanted him to take me seriously. He said almost casually, "Leah, you're awesome, but you don't get it. This isn't going to work between us. I don't have room for someone like you." Bam, shock. He left me not with some dramatic declaration, but with a simple truth. Love isn't something you can buy with expensive stuff. You can buy a watch, but it doesn't give you the time we spend together. I was lost, but I also felt like I was growing. Maybe he was right. So here's the thing. Dating a bad boy can be fun, but it's also a great way to realize that sometimes the best things in life can't be bought. And also, that bad boys are kind of like the ones in the movies. They're cool for a while, but it always ends badly.
Je suis malinconie, mais complètement malinconie. Parce que mon cœur a pris une balafre pour un garçon mauvais qui m'a marqué. Amoureuse d'un fantôme qui m'a brisé. Il m'a volé mes rêves innocents, avec des promesses qui s'envolent au vent. Sur ses airs de héros il m'a menti. Il a détruit tout ce que j'étais jadis. Tu es mon poison et ma seule nuit. Avec toi je me perds et je m'enfuis. Ma vie sans toi serait un désert, mais avec toi c'est l'enfer. Les larmes coulent sans fin tout à l'intérieur. Mon âme crie dans un silence de douleur. À chaque moment je revis nos folies, et chaque instant me tue un peu plus aussi. Le reflet de ses yeux me hante encore, comme une obscure lumière dans le décor. Je suis perdue et sans remède. Ce garçon me laisse livide et décède. Tu es mon poison et ma seule nuit. Avec toi je me perds et je m'enfuis. Ma vie sans toi serait un désert, mais avec toi c'est l'enfer.
I went back to my villa alone, with new perspective. But you know what? The memory of Max, with his oversized t-shirt and his look that made me forget who I was, is my little secret. Because deep down, maybe I'm not that different from him after all. A few weeks had passed since Max and I had our big conversation. It seemed like everything was fine, at least until Emma, Max's past, made her grand reappearance. One evening, just as I was about to enjoy my solo dinner, you know, that moment when you eat pasta and watch a ridiculous action movie to feel less lonely, I received a message from Max. His text was brief, like a declaration of war. Leah, we need to talk. Come over tonight. It's important. I raised my eyebrows as I read it. Important? That could only mean one thing. He had probably decided to open a restaurant with Emma, and he thought it would be a surprise gift for me. I was suddenly deep in paranoia. I quickly got dressed, choosing an outfit that said, "I'm ready for anything, but I'm going to need a massive dessert after this conversation." When I arrived at his place, Max was sitting on the couch. I could already tell he was tense. Mission accomplished then, I thought. He's about to make a weird magic trick and reveal that Emma wants us to form a trio. "What's going on?" I asked, pretending to be calm. But a little voice inside me was screaming, "You're going to die of jealousy. She's coming back and you're going to end up ninja-ing yourself out of the balcony." Max took a deep breath and looked at me, clearly lost in his thoughts. "Leah, I need to talk to you about Emma." "Yep, it's confirmed. I'm done. Goodbye. Happiness." I froze. "Emma?" I repeated wide-eyed. "Wait, isn't that the name of my worst enemy?" I tried to stay calm, but I felt like I was in a bad romantic thriller. Max smiled, but it was a nervous smile, the kind you get when you've stolen a cookie and expect to be scolded. "Well, you see, she contacted me. She wants to talk." I froze again. She wants to talk? This was starting to feel like someone saying, "We need to talk." But what they really meant was, I want your chocolate box and your soul as a bonus. Max nodded. Yeah, she says we need to clear things up. I couldn't help but laugh. Clear things up? Like, she's your soulmate and just wants to know if you can still go shopping together after a decade of silence? Max sighed. No, but she had a special place in my life, and I rolled my eyes. Special, huh? So by special, do you mean she's had a thing for you for 10 years and still wants to end up with you in an 80s movie scene? Max blushed a little. That's not what I mean. Okay. So you want to tell me that Emma, your ex-girlfriend, your old flame, your soulmate from the past, wants to talk just to see if she can go shopping with you again? I said, in a dramatic soap opera tone. We needed to lighten the mood, right? Max looked at me with a small, awkward smile. Well, I'm going to be honest, I don't really know how to handle this. She wants us to meet, and I cut him off. No. I refuse to be part of a scene worthy of a Days of Our Lives special. You choose. It's either me or her. I'm not going to end up belly dancing with her to prove I've won. Max burst out laughing, but I could tell he was a little uncomfortable. It's not that simple. If it were that simple, it would be time for chocolate cake and a pajama party with us two. I crossed my arms and gave him the no negotiation look. Max sighed, sat down and took my hands. Leah, I'll tell her it's over, okay? I want to be with you. But I'm just, I don't know, confused by all this. I gave him a sarcastic smile. Oh, great. But just to be clear, are you saying you'll tell Emma that it's too late? She can't come back like an ex still to be? Or should we start planning our future in 3 steps? 1. Make chocolate cake. 2. Ignore Emma. 3. Buy a dog. Max burst out laughing. You're impossible. And that's when I felt a little weight lift off my shoulders. Deep down, I knew this would pass. It was just a matter of time before I won this battle. After all, I wasn't about to give up my territory to Emma, even if she was Max's ex-girlfriend from the past. I already knew Max had made his choice.